Unity on Greenville. I am going to need help with the slides again today. Thank you. Next slide. Welcome to Unity, where we practice a positive path for spiritual living, a place where we come to celebrate, honor, to receive, and to share the beauty of the love that is God, the love that is each and every one of us. Welcome. Here in the sanctuary, it's so wonderful to see new people and returning people, and welcome to those of you who are joining us virtually. We're so grateful for the gift of virtual technology that can bring us together here today.
Good morning, Unity on Greenville. So nice to be here this morning with everyone that is here, as well as those that are at home. I'd like to make an announcement to invite everyone to come and celebrate Karen, Reverend Karen, this afternoon at 4 o'clock at Pizzeria Testa, which is 1 block north of Unity on Greenville. We'd like to celebrate her time with us and celebrate with gratitude. So please come for light appetizers and share your gratitude for Reverend Karen. Thank you so much.
It's Christmas time, and there's a lot that is open and ready for you to partake in. My phone is on here. The next slide. All right. I'm a little ahead of myself. So a Christmas to remember. Every day at 12:30, join me on Facebook Live, and we'll share the Unity booklet called A Christmas to Remember. Readings that Unity ministers have prepared, and we'll join together on Facebook each day until Christmas for those readings. And next slide. Today is the last day to order your poinsettias in memory or in honor of your beloveds, and they will grace our platform on Christmas Eve, and then you're welcome to take them home. There are forms to fill out and envelopes to leave your money, or you can call the church and order today if you like. Wednesday, Rachel and I will be bringing you the ceremony of the 4 candles. It's a beautiful gathering and a celebration of all of those souls who have come into our life, who have blessed and honored us with their presence, and then have gone on to realms beyond. We acknowledge them, we share their stories, we give gratitude, and Rachel provides beautiful music, and we enjoy some refreshments. We would like you to RSVP so we know how much food to have and how to prepare for the evening, so please do that online, and you can do that by visiting our website. And then, of course, there's Christmas Eve. Oh, my favorite night of the year. We'll gather here in the sanctuary, and we'll also live stream our annual Christmas Eve candlelight service. There'll be special readings, music, and of course our candlelight experience, where we take our Christmas carols to the street. Join us if you can at 6:30. And if you take a moment to visit the website, it's important for us to connect, not just virtually or here in the sanctuary, but to connect heart to heart, person to person. So please complete the connection card on our website, and you'll find it under the resources, under About Us, or on the Sunday tab. Either way, we'd like to get to know you a little better. And while you're visiting the website, consider how you might share of your tithes and offerings with Unity on Greenville and this fabulous ministry that serves so many. You can press the Donate Now button, or you can send a check to the address on the screen. Either way, we're grateful for your offerings and for your generosity. Let's bless the offerings that we have already received and those that are on the way as we share together our offering blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. With gratitude, we commit to using our gifts for good. Amen. And Janice is going to light our Advent candle today.
Good morning. So my name is Janice. Your Heart is the Altar of Love by Myrtle Fillmore, Unity co-founder. I am one with the all-encompassing love of God. Be still, be still, be still. God in the midst of you is substance. God in the midst of you is love. God in the midst of you is wisdom. Let not your thoughts be given to lack, but let wisdom fill them with the substance and faith of God. Let not your heart be a center of resentment and fear and doubt. Be still and know that at this moment it is the altar of God, of love, love so sure and unfailing, love so irresistible and magnetic that it draws your supply to it from the great storehouse of the universe. Trust God, use God's wisdom, prove and express God's love. As you come out of the silence, count your blessings and give thanks for them. Realize that only good exists in you and in your world, that the power you contacted in the silence may have opportunity to multiply and increase your blessings. Isaiah 65:24 tells us, "Before they call, I will answer. While they are yet speaking, I will hear."
So much for lighting that candle of love and those beautiful words of Myrtle Fillmore. Thank you for that. And while we're centered in that presence, let's join our hearts together for a time of prayer. We invoke that Spirit that is holy in this very moment. We take in that presence and power that moves through the universe and as us. With immense gratitude, we give thanks for that power of love that binds us together as humankind, as humanity. We welcome that love into our lives, into our hearts, and we allow it to overflow into our world. We celebrate the gift of love. We use the power of love to co-create our lives. So in this time together, we uplift one another, we uplift up our communities, we lift up our world in that beautiful power of love. We hold the consciousness that all of our world leaders move from the spaciousness and grace of love as they guide and lead their country. May love inform all of our decisions, move us forward one step at a time. May all we do be done in love. We allow it to be so that it can become. And so it is. And while we're rested in that presence and power, that Spirit that is holy, we move into a time of meditation. So we rest comfortably in the seat that we've chosen this morning, knowing that it upholds you and supports you in all ways. Hold your body upright and your shoulders back, allowing your lungs to feel fully and to expand as you take in the air. Hold your breath and release it slowly. And with the next breath, know that you are breathing the breath of life. That God is breathing you into life. With the next breath in, allow it to carry you into the deepest part of your being. Let it carry you into that sacred place of the Most High, where you rest in pure, perfect connection with the divine. That which lives in you and moves and has its being as you. From the deepest part of knowing your divine truth, we ask the question, what would love have me do this day? What would love have me do this day? In the spaciousness of our deepest truth, we ask this question. What thought would love have me hold about myself? What thoughts would love have me hold about others? With the next breath, we ask, what words would love have me speak today? What words would love have me speak today? What beauty would love have my eyes see today? What grace would love have me know today? What would love have me do today? And we breathe deeply, and we take in the love. And as we exhale, we return to the sacred here and now, declaring indeed, present moment is wonderful moment. Namaste.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Come to Bethlehem and see Him whose birth the angels sing. Come adore on bended knee Christ the Lord, the newborn King. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Thank, thank Janice and Jerry for sharing their voices with us today as well. So this Advent gift of love. The Advent gift of love. You know, we talk about love all year long. We start with Valentine's Day and Mother's Day and Father's Day and on we go, talking about love. So I thought, how might we talk a little differently about love this morning so that it's meaningful and new and fresh? And then last night, Rachel performed at Unity of Saxe's Coffee House, and several of us went. And she sang a song that was written by my dear friend, Washington, You Can't Stop Love. And if you might know that, Washington left this earthly realm this year. And it's left a big hole in my heart. So I wept, as you might be not surprised to know. I wept. And on the way home, I thought about, my goodness, you know, that's love, when someone's physical presence leaves that emptiness, that the memories fill, that the music fills. That's love. Then I was visiting with someone who's moved to Denton, about an hour north of here, and they can't drive to get here, so I went and spent the afternoon with them. And before I left, she brought this gift of this box, and she said, I want you to have this, because when you move, I don't want you to forget me. I wept. But it's important for us to know and to remember that once we are in this relationship of humanity, once we connect and knowingly connect with people, every single person that comes into this church, we connect that bond of love in ways that can never be broken. We connect, and that love is imprinted on our hearts for always. So even if maybe our minds might fade, that imprint of love is there for all time, and our heart never forgets. Our hearts have always known. So when we meet, it might be a newness of this physical form, it might be a newness of the personality, but our souls have always been together in that bond of love. So there isn't a new way to talk about love, because that's what love is. There's just more of it to take in, more of it to remember, more of it to realize. And I started thinking about the couples that I've joined together in, at first, if you were a gay or lesbian couple, it had to be a holy union. And then 2015 came, and glory, hallelujah, we could marry everybody, and it was a joyous day. So I think about Al and Dawn, who stood here and exchanged those vows. I think of Catherine and Raph, and I think of Michelle and Bob, who took us off to Costa Rica to be married. And when I stand with two, they all shared that human love for each other. Two people out of all the people in the universe come together in that beautiful expression of love. And I remembered standing there at each of those ceremonies as they proclaimed their love for one another, and in tears, because that vibration of love is so profound and so powerful that when you feel it, what happens? Your heart explodes with the energy of that love. And I thought of all the years of the Valentine's Day commitment ceremonies and the couples that stood right here on this platform recommitting one to another those original vows that they spoke. Grace and John, Ben and Marilyn, Lamar and Barbara, year after year, renewed those vows. Dylan and Jody. It didn't matter, just making that commitment and remembering the love. It's the remembering of love that really brings it home. And then in 2019, we began the ritual of the individual commitments where people would proclaim a commitment to their spiritual life, founded in faith and love, to carry them forward through the next year. That's love. And there's no other way to talk about it, but just keep talking about love, because we're here to love one another. And I think about this Christmas story and all the aspects of love that show up in the metaphor of the birth of Jesus. And I turn to 13 Corinthians to learn what love is. And of course it says love is patient, love is kind. Love does not envy, it does not boast, and it isn't proud. Love does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongdoing. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. It always protects, always perseveres, always hopes. That's what love is. So looking at the Advent gift of love and how we receive it, you can't help but think of Mary and Joseph. So we go back in the story of Advent and identify those places of love. We have to go back to before Mary and Joseph, to Zacharias and Elizabeth. They were married a long time, and it was not possible for them to have children until they did. And Elizabeth was in an advanced age when she became with child. And we see that story happening several thousand years ago, and yes, is very relevant today. Angel Gabriel visited and shared this news that John, they were to name their baby John, and John will be filled with the Holy Spirit, and he will cause many to return to their God. And John will go before the one who is the one, meaning Jesus. And for me, that's the awe and wonder of love, the absolute awe of it. And love is patient. So Zechariah and Elizabeth were very patient for many years, not being able to have a child that they wanted to have. So their child was John the Baptist. What an honor to be the one who came before, the one who is the one, before Jesus, and paved the way for Jesus to come. He baptized many in their faith. And several months later, that angel Gabriel visited once again and gave a message. This time it was to Mary, who was pure in her heart. And the angel Gabriel visited Mary and told her that she would bear a son, and she could call him Jesus. For he will reign over Jacob's descendants, and his kingdom will have no end. So remember that Mary was engaged to Joseph, but they weren't yet married. So her response was, how can I possibly be with child? Imagine the confusion, the fear, and all the other possible emotions that Mary might have had, a young woman. Imagine what she might have been feeling to learn that she was carrying a child. So love does not dishonor others. And Mary trusted in the love of God and replied to the angel, I am the Lord's servant, so may your words be fulfilled in me. And love rejoices in truth. And this became a joy for Mary. And we hear her words in Luke that says, I am bursting with God news. I'm dancing the song of my Savior God. God took one look at me, his humble servant, and look what happened. I am the most fortunate woman in the world. What God has done for me will never be forgotten. What God has done for me will never be forgotten. Love is not proud, and love does not boast. Mary was rejoicing from a place of humbleness, a place of pureness, real gratitude. And love is not self-seeking. And oh, that love that was in Mary. Love for her God was deep and rich and pure. She called herself blessed, even though she was in this unusual situation. Anyone would find it unusual to be bearing this child. And Joseph and Mary were betrothed, and Joseph also heard that Mary was with child. Now, he was engaged to her. And at an engagement, the expectation is that you stay pure. You stay loyal to your betrothed. And according to the Jewish law, that engagement was just as binding as marriage. And that engagement could be terminated for becoming pregnant, because that implied infidelity, unfaithfulness. So Joseph pondered what he might do. He didn't want to embarrass or to shame Mary, so he thought he would simply divorce her in front of 2 witnesses, very quietly on the side, so that he would save appearances for Mary and for himself as well. Now, he believed in miracles, but a miracle such as this had not occurred before. So he was doubtful about Mary's faithfulness. And then an angel came to him and said, "Joseph, son of David, do not fear to take Mary, your wife, for what is conceived in her is through the Holy Spirit, and she will give birth to a son, and you will call him Jesus." And with that, Joseph covered many points of love. Many of the attributes of love were demonstrated in Joseph staying with Mary and loving her through this journey. And when we speak of love, we think of Jesus born on Christmas. Jesus is the example that we follow of how to live well in our world, how to live with compassion and kindness and goodness in our hearts. The season of Advent, we receive that gift of faith, which we make the foundation of our life. And everything else we do is added on that foundation of faith. We move from moment to moment with faith, knowing that we are being guided always to our highest good, even if the journey seems peculiar or unusual. Even when doubt rises in us, we trust in that faith. And we grow firm and steadfast in that faith, and we feel that gift of peace within us when we practice that faith. And then we move from love, the love that we speak about here on the day of Advent. That love is not of the human love, that love that is from God, that love that moves in us in such a way that we can believe that all people are deserving of love just as we are. All beings. Everyone that you pass this morning, everyone you encounter, we are all worthy and deserving of that love. And we remember that love is the power that unites us all as human beings. So when you meet someone and there's a sense of familiarity, that's love. That's love expressing as each and every person. And we can't speak of love without speaking these beautiful and poetic words of our Unity co-founder, Charles Fillmore, that love is the pure essence of being that binds together the entire universe and everything in it, without exception. Of all the attributes of God, Charles Fillmore says, love is undoubtedly the most beautiful. In divine mind, love is the power that joins and binds in divine harmony the entire universe. Love is the great harmonizing principle known to all of us. Divine love is impersonal. It loves for the pure joy of loving, without regard to what it loves or who it loves. It's not concerned even if love is returned. That's divine love. It's like the sun that shines, because that's what the sun does. The pure joy of shining. And that's how love moves. Love is that inner quality that sees good everywhere and in everybody. It insists that all is good, and by refusing to see anything but good, good emerges. Because we see good, we expect good. It's the goodness that emerges and rises above the personality, the idiosyncrasies of our humanity. They drift away because we have risen to the power of love, and we can see that. We prepare ourselves for this Advent, this Christ that is born in us. And it's a remembering, it's a reawakening to enliven our lives, to re-engage us in every thought, every word, every action, to move with faith, to feel the peace, and to express the love. When I ponder what is asked to be birthed in me and in all of us during this season of Advent, what is wanting to be awakened, it is that love. We don't have to look far. We don't have to listen to much news to know that the world is crying out for love. Every corner of the world, every city, every street, crying and begging and screaming for love. So when someone is asking for love, what would we do? We would give it. We would not withhold love from a child that's asking for love. And here we are, a world full of people asking for love. So let's give that love. So we are commanded to love. That greatest commandment, to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, every part of you, every fiber of your being, be love towards that God of our knowing and understanding, and to love others as we love ourselves, to love all others. The one that's so easy to love because they're sweet and charming and cuddly, and the other one too. And that one too. Yes. And that one? Love that one too. Without restraint, without thinking about it twice. Just be love. So each of these are invitations to us, and it begins from within. It begins from cultivating that faith so that we know with assuredness that we are beloved. Rachel sings, beloved of the most heavenly high. That we are beloved of God without question, without condition. However we show up, when we miss the mark and when we show up in all our glory, we are beloved of our God. And because we are loved, all beings are loved. And because we are loved, we share that love. And we can choose to love all others. It's choice. It's a conscious choice. So how will you answer that invitation today? How will you answer that invitation to love others who push all your buttons and touch all your bruises and seem to be the salt in those wounds that are of our lifetime? How will you choose to step into that invitation to be the power and presence of love? But oh, my friends, not just only at Christmas, when everything is sparkling and dazzling and lighted and twinkling everywhere, but on the days after Christmas and the days in the new year when the challenges rise. When you go back to work and, that person shows up again. Will you choose love then? When your teenage child becomes rebellious, will you choose love then? When that lifetime partner does that one thing, will you choose love then? When you look in the mirror and you feel as though you have fallen short of what you thought you would be, will you choose love then? You can freely choose love in all of those times because God is love and you are God's. You can choose love every day, every moment. But we have to be conscious and awake and alert to choose love. We can't fall asleep and drift away. We can't just muddle our way through life. To be awake and alert and sharp and on our toes and know what's moving in us. Know when we've drifted off center, when we've drifted into judgment, not discernment. When we've drifted into resentment and not opinion. There are many opinions out there about everything. Everybody in this room has an opinion about everything that's going on in the world. It's only an opinion. It's not worth giving up love to hold fast to an opinion. So we get to choose every day, every moment, every thought to stay in that power and presence of love, to share our kindness, share our compassion, should be generous with all that we have and all that we are. So that those cries for love will one day be subsided. So that need for love will be satiated. It is by you who are here in this sanctuary and you who are at home joining us virtually. We are hearing the words. We are the ones called to be love. So we stand in our truth. We welcome the love in great abundance. So much love that we are filled to overflowing that we can't help but share it in the world. We can allow ourselves to be that filled with love. And as my dear friend Washington said, once you get it started, just watch what it does. It'll go full circle because you can't stop love. So you know how it goes. Left hand over your right arm over your left, and give yourself a squeeze. You know that you have been loved and hugged by me. Namaste.
I want to thank Janice and Jerry for coming and singing the yearly rendition of Christmas of Love, which is the song that I wrote for the church several Christmases ago. So glad y'all are with me.
Thank you, Rachel.
It's fun to have someone singing with me for a change.
Twinkle lights and scented pines, nativities, and once upon a time, Jesus Christ, the season's child, is born anew every year in our heart. Christmas of love, Christmas of peace, Christmas of miracles and new beginnings, season of hope, season of joy, better than anything we could ever wish for. This is our Christmas. This is our Christmas, Christmas of love. Ornaments on festive trees, hugs and smiles for those in need, Santa Claus, he's so jolly. Ho, ho, ho.
Laughter that comes from the heart. Christmas of love, Christmas of peace, Christmas of miracles and new beginnings. Season of hope, season of joy, better than anything we could ever wish for. This is our Christmas, and Christmas of love. If your name isn't written on a box, gift of love is your present.
The past, the future don't matter too much. The gift of love,
The gift of love
is your present.
It's your present. Christmas of love, Christmas of peace, Christmas of miracles and new beginnings.
Season of hope, season of joy, better than anything we could ever wish for.
This is our Christmas, Christmas of love and peace, Christmas of miracles and new beginnings, season of hope, season of joy,
better than
anything we could ever wish for. This is our Christmas, our Christmas of love. It's the time of the year.
Christmas of love.
Yeah, every day is Christmas.
Christmas of love.
Oh, Christmas of peace.
Christmas of love.
Ooh, and miracles.
Christmas of love.
Christmas of love.
Christmas of love.
Come sing with me now. Christmas of love. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. And we share our affirmations. You know, there are things that are most important to Unity on Greenville, our core values. So let's speak them into existence together. Would you share them with me? Unconditional love, conscious spiritual transformation, spirit of service, acceptance and inclusion, expression of divine light. We also hold an affirmation for our young ones. So let's share it together. We as Unity on Greenville claim the truth for our youth. Together, we teach principles to inspire each child and teen to fulfill their divine potential. Through fellowship, love, prayer, and meditation, they connect with God, each other, and our world. And everyone is invited to hold this affirmation of truth for this beautiful spiritual community as you seek your next minister. Together, we welcome and affirm with love the perfect spiritual leader who embraces the truth of the Unity principles. And today we share our daily word, and of course the word is love. The affirmation is, love lights my way. In this Advent season, as I prepare my heart for the rebirth of my inner Christ child, I take a moment to connect with the spirit of love within. Sometimes this season may seem to be about presents, food, and celebrations, but it's really about love. Love is the power upon which the whole world revolves. Especially at this busy time of year, I want to stay attuned to the love of the Christ within. Through this reciprocal power of love, what I give returns to me abundantly. Love transcends all, transforming any perceived negativity into a blessing. I express love in all my words and actions. I may give a plate of homemade food or send a heartfelt note of appreciation. Whatever I do, I let the love in my heart be my guide. And Mark 12:31 says, "You shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater. Love lights my way."
Yes, there is peace on earth. I know it begins in me. Yes, there is peace on earth. The peace that was meant to be with God, our Creator, united all our way. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, there is peace on earth, for this is the moment now. With every step I take, I make this my joyous vow. Wanna take each moment, live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and I know it begins in me.
So this week, as we go out as the presence and power of love in our world, let's share the prayer for protection with all the world. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Amen.
Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Sing, choirs of angels, sing in exaltation. Sing, all ye citizens of heaven above. With us, glory to God, glory in the highest. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Oh, Christ the Lord. Thank you. Thank you.